You know I work. You know I work. You know I work. You know I You know I work. You know I work.
Hey guys, it's Pastor AC, and you guys know Daniel, George, and we want to come to you tonight live here from New Life Church. As you can see through some of the videotape we had, we are remodeling. We're doing a new facelift inside the sanctuary. A lot of hard work. A lot of people have been here today, really working hard and showing, what this church means to them by showing up. And we're so proud of the people who are here today. But as we are planning for this launch of this video cast that we're going to be doing weekly, I thought about, we're already here, we're dirty. Let's just show what family really is about by filming what was going on today. So we're gonna kind of launch this new video cast that we're doing right here, smack dab in dirty clothes.
All of it.
Cobwebs, dirt, sweat, from being underneath the stage, in the ceiling. We've done a little bit of everything today, haven't we?
Yeah, we've been all over the place.
I haven't painted yet, so that's something I haven't done.
No.
I didn't take the insulation out of the ceiling yet, but we had people who were doing that today. But so we've had a great day today. But we wanted to talk about some hot topics that we may encounter here in our ministry, New Life Worship Department, and also worship pastors I know throughout the country and really the world that deal with similar identity issues or similar issues within their team. And so we were kind of going back and forth about some of the hot topics, so to speak. What is one of the hot topics that we hear a lot about that we want to address here for our first launch?
Yeah, I'm thinking one of the first things we want to talk about is finding your identity within the team, finding your role. Because if you don't know that role, you can really have an identity crisis and not be able to serve as effectively as what you could.
Brings up a good point. Today alone, watching all these people come together as one team, simultaneously working together like a hand in a glove, and watching them come together and work, and seeing how much work was accomplished. It happened yesterday after service, our first service yesterday, when we completely cleared off the stage. We probably had 30 people, and within minutes we had this thing done. And again, that's teamwork. And we take that for granted a lot of times, wouldn't you say? A lot of times we take it for granted. We think that someone else would do it for us because people always do it. And that's not really a good habit to get into. And that can cause an identity crisis within a person who says, I'm going to let you do all the work because you've done it before. Well, what that's doing is putting added pressure on you as the one who does it. And then on me, it's taking away any of my gifts and talents that I may have to use in the ministry. Would you agree?
Yeah, oh yeah, absolutely. I think that happens quite often. In fact, I forget what the name of the syndrome is, but I know it's where if there's a crowd going on and you have just one person get hurt, no one's going to want to help that person because everyone's assuming that someone else is going to help that person.
Sure.
I think the exact same thing can happen here or within any aspect of a team. Everyone's going to assume that one person's going to get everything done, or they're going to assume, oh, this person will get it done, this person will get it done, I don't have to worry about that. And then it never gets done.
Or the one that I hear all the time, and I'm not picking on anybody, but if the shoe fits wear it, is Pastor AC has his leadership team, and they'll get it done. That they don't need me. And that is one of the falsest statements I've ever heard, is when somebody says, I'm not needed. They only need me to put a number on the stage, or they only need me because I need to be an usher, or they need me only so I can work in the nursery. These are things we hear as staff members a lot. And so sometimes I think, even with my leaders, having something for them to see, hey, this is kind of what my role is, kind of gives clarity to an identity. And a lot of times when we have a full team, when we have a full choir like we do, we have people in waiting right now to join the choir. Musicians like crazy. So we're blessed. A lot of churches don't have what we have, and we know that. We don't take it for granted. We're humbled and blessed about it. But when you have that many people, you have to find a spot for them so they can excel. When a person doesn't excel, then they start looking for something else to do so they can excel. And there's where times you find people leaving. And so let me ask you this: one of the things here at New Life that we have is college students.
Mm-hmm.
So we have college students from Marshall, is one of the biggest university here, and so Marshall students will come, they'll get involved with the music department, and then summertime comes, and they need to go home for 5, 6, 8 weeks, or however long they're going to be gone, and then they want to come back and get involved. What do you think that, because that is an issue we have here. We have students that they're in Marshall, they're in school, and then summertime comes. We just had a few people leave this past week that's going back out of town. And so what do you think is something that we can do to help when that person comes back maintain who they are? And not just in Christ, maintain who they are as a role in our family.
Mm-hmm. I think the biggest thing is just making sure that they know what they're doing once they get back. I think you hit the nail on the head. When you give someone a job description of what they're doing and they know what they can do, they'll be able to do it to the best of their ability and be able to excel, because that's what people want to naturally do, what they naturally want to do. They want to excel as much as possible. So I think if you give that person direction, give them guidance on what they want to do and how they're able to do it best, that will make them want to come back and do it even more and more and more. And they'll enjoy doing it because they're being able to excel and do something that they enjoy.
I agree 100%. I think one of the other things that we can do as worship pastors and worship leaders, as team leaders, one of the things that we can do as well is always stay in contact with them. And I feel that a lot of times in ministry, people get disconnected because we don't stay in constant contact with them to keep them involved so they want to come back and be with family. And I think one of the things that we do really well here is we communicate. And we communicate with people who are out. I mean, obviously we do attendance for every service, every rehearsal, and we track that here at our team. We track it, so we are communicating with them. And then on top of that, we have amazing leaders who I'm seeing even today on Facebook, watching some of our leaders reach out to people who weren't here yesterday. And that makes me, as a worship pastor, as their leader, feel great, because I see that they've caught on to that vision. They're catching on to how do we keep this family mentality as we continue to grow, and always finding a place that someone can fit in and feel comfortable. So what I don't want to see happen on our team or any other teams that watch this, and this is really for worship pastors, is don't let people's identity become a crisis. Always have something for them to do. If you have to put it in writing, and listen, there are people that I deal with on our leadership team that they are people that want to work off of a schedule, off of a list, and that's how they operate. Then we have other people that are on our team that they don't even care about that. You just tell them what to do. And we also have other people who just show up and they see a need and they jump in and do it. They don't have to be asked or told anything. Let me tell you, we need all those people.
Absolutely.
I need the people who want to have every T crossed, every I dotted, who have to go buy a list. I also need a person who's going to walk in and see that something needs to be done, and they go over there and do it. We need all of them.
Absolutely.
Because they're operating in their gifts and in their talents and in the things that they have either been educated on, or that's just how they operate in the secular world. And that all comes to a great point that as a family, we all offer something different, and everybody is needed.
Absolutely.
You, as more of a choir director for us, who's doing vocal training. By the way, we're excited that we're getting ready to launch a new school of art, so to speak. You'll find out more about that soon.
Pretty good.
And so as part of that, one of those instructors as well, what do you see as being, on a personal note, with individuals who maybe have a lack of confidence, which also leads into an identity crisis?
Absolutely.
When you're teaching people vocal lessons, what is maybe a couple ideas or a couple things that you see that cause people to have self-confidence issues because maybe they don't feel they're good enough?
That's what it always comes down to. It's a self-confidence issue in the fact that they feel like they're going to be embarrassed whenever they try and experiment something or try and do something new. Especially with the voice, it's so personal. It's a part of you. So if you do something that doesn't sound very good, it really hurts deep down, especially the first time it happens. And when you're learning things with the voice, you have to make really weird sounds. You have to do all sorts of weird stuff.
Sure.
I know all the people in my choir, are about to kill me because I made them do all sorts of crazy sounds. But that's what you have to do in order to improve, in order to get certain sensations going, so that way you can make the best sound quality. But it all comes to that self-confidence, and I think the best way you can overcome that is just realizing that that's a gift that God's given you, and knowing your identity in Christ, and knowing that even if I'm starting out and it's not sounding as good as what I want it to, just knowing that that's your calling, that's what you're supposed to do, and that will help you move forward and get past that self-confidence issue.
One of the things I like to say about that topic, and people that have known me for years and years and years will testify to this as well. I'm big on telling people that there's no room for prima donnas or a self agenda trying to promote self in what we do here in ministry. And so I think when people understand that that is the concept that we have, that it's not about addressing themselves or uplifting themselves, it's all about building the kingdom, all about doing things for the kingdom. When they come to an understanding like that, then it's easier to have more self-esteem, because you don't feel like you're competing. Right. I think where a lot of times where I see issues within worship teams is the competition.
Oh, absolutely.
Like someone did this vocal run and someone's got to outdo them, and then the next person's got to outdo them. And this is not a competition. I mean, this is not American Idol. It's not a competition.
Yeah.
We are all about bringing the anointing of God, bringing it to the stage with the spirit of excellence, not perfection. We've talked about this 100 times. Perfection is when something is perfect. Excellence is when you do the best you can, and the outcome is going to be the fact that God's going to take your best and make it excellent.
Yeah.
And so that's what we have as a spirit of excellence, and you eliminate all the pride issues.
Yeah.
And I think when you have that mentality, it also gives people the confidence that no matter where they are vocally or as a musician, there's still room for them.
Yeah.
And we still want them to be part of what we're doing, and we want to offer them advanced training, which comes into not the plug for our creative school of worshipers, but we want to give them some advanced training in vocals and as a musician and as a worship leader, how to effectively lead people in worship. And these are things that only come when you have found a confidence in Jesus and in yourself.
Yeah.
And when you do that, I think that's where we get clarity for identity.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it's all coming back to understanding that, like what you're talking about. I think that helps eliminate a lot of the self-confidence issues, eliminates the pride issue when you fully understand that I'm not doing this to sing to people, you're singing to an audience of one. I know that's something you'd like to say to this team all the time, and it's very true. When we're up there, when we're on the platform, or even in any worship experience, you're only worshiping Him. As a worship leader, you might be trying to get more people involved in it because we're trying to get everyone to give praise to Him, but we're not singing to them, we're singing to Him.
Well, Daniel, listen, I know we got to go. We have a leadership meeting tonight, so we need to go hang out with some of our family tonight, and look forward to doing this every week. We'll have hot topics, special guests coming, different ones that will be visiting with us, and we're going to get them in on some of these topics as well. Hey, leave us some comments below.
Please.
Let us know what's going on in your place. If you got comments that or topics you want us to address, leave them as well. We'd love to see what we can do to address those as well. Anyways, we got a lot of work to do, man. We got to put this whole thing back together real soon. Can't wait for the reveal on June the 4th here at New Life Church. God bless you all. Peace out.
See you guys next time.